That's my shit, that's my la 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 la. So high.
Stay ahead of the game with TJ Sportsnet. Get the latest sports news, thrilling highlights and expert analysis. Like, comment, share and subscribe for breaking news and updates. Jaw-dropping highlights and moments, expert opinions and analysis. Join the sports conversation and let's get started. Manchester City lost their first Champions League game of the season after Bayer Leverkusen stunned them in Pep Guardiola's landmark match. Manchester City lost ground on their rivals in the Champions League after they lost 2-0 to Bayer Leverkusen in Pep Guardiola's 100th match in charge of them in the competition. Alejandro Grimaldo and Patrik Schick got on the score sheet for Kasper Hjulmand's side, while the Premier League outfit were unable to find their way past a resolute Leverkusen defence, seeing them lose their first game in the competition this season. Guardiola made 10 changes from the City side that lost to Newcastle United, with only Nico Gonzalez keeping his place. But the hosts started on the front foot as Nathan Ake and Tijani Reinders both tested Mark Flecken. But it was Leverkusen who went ahead in the 23rd minute, with Christian Kofan laying the ball off for Grimaldo from Ibrahim Maza's cross, and the Spaniard found the bottom right corner with a first-time strike. City continued to create chances as Reinders forced another save from Flecken, before the goalkeeper also kept out a deflected cross from Oscar Bob. However, the Bundesliga side doubled their advantage early in the second half as Schick powered a header past James Trafford. Erling Haaland came off the bench but failed to get the better of Flecken, while Ryan Cherki also saw a late free kick denied by the Dutchman as Guardiola was made to rue his tactical changes. Data debrief: Captain Grimaldo leads the way. After a humbling 7-2 defeat to Paris Saint-Germain earlier this season in the Champions League, Leverkusen showed their grit and determination while defending against City. The hosts produced 1.84 expected goals, XG from 19 shots, while Leverkusen accumulated just 0.55 from 7 attempts. Grimaldo scored his 8th goal for Leverkusen in all competitions this season, the most of any player for the club in 2025-26, and twice as many as he managed last season, 4 in 48 appearances. This was also the first time City have lost to a German club at home in the Champions League since 2013, when Guardiola led Bayern Munich to a 3-1 win. Pep Guardiola took full responsibility for Manchester City's 2-0 defeat to Bayer Leverkusen in the Champions League. The City boss made 10 changes to his starting lineup from their loss to Newcastle United last weekend, and the Bundesliga side capitalized on their opportunity at Etihad Stadium. With an average age of 24 years, 353 days, City named their second youngest starting 11 in a Champions League match after December 2018 against Hoffenheim, 24Y95D. Despite the changes, City still had 19 shots in the match, their second most in a Champions League game that they failed to score in after their goalless draw with Inter in September 2024, 22 shots. Nevertheless, Guardiola accepted the blame for the loss in his 100th Champions League game in charge of City, but insisted that the rotation was due to the well-being of his players. "I have to accept it," Guardiola told TNT Sports. "If we win, it wouldn't be a problem, so I have to accept it that maybe it's a lot, but I think playing every 2 or 3 days, we need to make some changes. But seeing the result, maybe it's too much. I take full responsibility. I think the players that started were exceptional players, but we missed something needed at the highest level. We now have to fight for the next games." City have lost 2 of their last 4 home matches in the Champions League W2, as many defeats as in their previous 37 W30 D5. This was also their first home group stage loss in 24 games in the competition since September 2018 versus Lyon. John Stones, who captained City, believes there will be a lot of lessons to be learned from the loss. "We weren't good enough as a collective," said the defender. "We created a lot of chances. But all in all, I think we didn't have that edge to us, the clinical edge, the aggressive edge, which is very uncharacteristic for us as a team. It was difficult at times to keep them in one area of the pitch, but it's a night we need to reflect on massively. That's all for today. Thanks for staying updated. Hit like, drop a comment and share with fellow sports fans. Subscribe for daily sports news and analysis. Until next time.